quiet hand, please. Yona, can you scooch a little bit because Ella's having to move around to see. Go ahead.
How about a wedding?
Oh, so good. Wedding. So, seeing what language I'm writing in here. No, we'll go with English. So, wedding. And the Hebrew word, guys, is chatuna. Can you guys say that? Chatuna. Great. So, who's involved in a wedding?
Ooh.
Yilden?
Bride and groom.
Bride and groom. Great. What else do we know? So, Shira, you were asking what life cycle happens for Jewish people and non-Jewish people?
Yeah.
Absolutely a wedding. But what do we know? Does anyone know anything specific about a Jewish wedding? What makes it especially Jewish? Yona?
They wear different clothes.
They wear different clothes. Can you give me an example, maybe? Do you know?
The boys, I think they wear like something kind of rotten.
They wear something. The
Like
boys.
but bigger, like something that goes down to like their knees.
It could do. Anyone? Do you know?
Don't they do it under something?
They do it under something. So we're talking about two different things, both very important. Let's stick with Jonah for one second. What is it? What is someone in either the bride or the groom wear that's especially Jewish? Michal?
The groom wears this thing called a talit.
Right.
And I know what Dina is asking.
Talit, and also, guys, just so you know, also a kippah.
Really? That was that class.
Oh.
And also I know Dina.
Ken, what was Dina? So what do you get? What is a Jewish bride and Jewish groom? Or a Jewish wedding? What do the bride and groom get married under? A chuppah. Can you guys say that? Chuppah.
What
And
does
it's
the bride wear?
the bride usually wears a wedding dress. Something that's usually very important in a Jewish wedding for a bride to wear is a veil.
And then they have to peek it up and that's door with a Rachel, right?
With not
No.
Rachel.
Yeah.
And we've got.
Excellent.
Great. Anything else we want to know about? Anything else we know about weddings? About Jewish weddings? There's another important thing that the groom does.
Oh, I know.
Yilden?
Well, this is what the groom does, but I know something that about a wedding.
A Jewish wedding?
Yeah.
Sure.
They get married.
They do. And that's, I think that's true also for non-Jewish weddings.
Yeah.
Okay. Sharon?
Well, they smashed this cup for some
Brilliant.
reason.
For some reason.
Oh, but I
And
have
smash.
something too.
Can't spell today.
Wait,
No,
they
no,
do that for non-Jewish weddings too.
Smash this step on a cup.
They do that for non-Jewish weddings.
Actually, usually the stepping on a cup of a groom, for the groom at the end, to step on a cup is a very Jewish tradition.
But I've seen Christian people do it.
That's interesting. I never have.
Some other traditions will
What
take
about the bathtub thing?
a plate or something and break the plate when the couple gets engaged because it's the same similar idea as
I've
breaking
seen
the
somebody
glass.
take like a really pretty like glass made candle thing, put it in a bag, and then throw it against the wall.
Interesting. It's probably like you were saying.
Some cultures
idea.
have that as a tradition, but the Jewish wedding ceremony is one of the only ceremonies where you actually break the glass at the end of the ceremony.
Oh, I thought it was yeah, before they kiss.
Usually it's glass.
That's when they do in the Christian one.
Interesting. Okay, Sherry, you have something to add to weddings?
Yes. I got a question. Can we move on to the bathtub thing?
I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that.
Well, let's say where the people who conversion go into this bathtub.
Ah, okay, that's very interesting.
Can you tell us about
We will get there. We will get there. So let's see. Anything else to add to Chatuna before we move on? Great. So there is two other ones that I wanted to talk about today. We talked about a Brit Milah for a baby boy. Does anyone know what happens for a baby girl? Sure?
I think it's a baby naming, and it might have some other name.
It does, indeed. It does have it can be called baby naming. And another, Yona, do you know it?
I think so.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
We named it the other day, Simchat Bat, or baby naming. Does anyone remember what the word Simchat or Simcha means? Dina?
Happy?
Exactly, happy. Just like in Simchat Torah. So this is celebrating being happy about a daughter, celebrating the birth of a daughter. So baby naming is true because the girl is usually going to get her, might get her name at the Simchat Bat, but also traditionally sometimes a boy will get his name at the Brit Milah. Okay, just so you guys know.
But then they have to think of it earlier. And then
They
some people
usually, so some people choose to keep the name private and not to announce it to the community until then. So maybe they'll use the name at home, but they're not telling everybody what the name is. So Simchat Bat, like I said, it's for a girl, baby girl. Ken Yona?
Yeah, my parents kept it, like no one knew my name until they announced it.
Very nice.
Me too.
Shira?
I never got one because my dad forgot to make a date for it, and so I never got anything, and I'm still mad at him.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Because
And I know that
my
you
brother got his
remember.
own big celebration,
Yes.
complete with delicious food, and I got nothing.
I am
It's not
sorry to
fair.
hear that. Ken, Ella?
When I was born, my parents thought I was a boy.
What?
So they,
But
were about to name me Jonathan, and then they checked my parts.
Right, sometimes it happens.
And then my mom was
Sometimes
about
you
to name me Charlie, and then my dad suggested Ella.
know. And look what a beautiful name.
There you go.
Great. Ken Yona?
Because in school we have a timeline project for ourselves. I just looked at a picture. That was my baby naming.
Lovely. Maybe you can bring that in later. All right, guys. So there's one other life cycle event that I want to talk about, and it's very different than these ones. Because unlike bar, bat mitzvah, brit milah, wedding, simchat bat, these are all very happy celebrations. But there's another Jewish life cycle event that happens that's not a happy life cycle event. So, right, it's somebody dying. Does anyone know what it's called? What process we go through, what Jewish people go through when somebody dies, Yona? A shiva. Okay, can you guys say shiva?
Shiva.
Can it be
Shiva.
a Shiva call? I've been to
Right.
Shiva.
So shiva, and do you guys see a word you may know in shiva?
Shiva.
Shiva. What's that number? What's that?
Shira.
Shiva, 7. And that's important. So sitting shiva, we usually say in English, we say we sit shiva, we're sitting shiva. And sitting shiva, it doesn't happen to the person who's died, obviously. It happens to their family. It's what the family does or their friends do when somebody that's in their lives passes away in the Jewish tradition. Ken Yona?
Like they invite people over, and they have and then they just talk with everybody.
Right. So it's a, I'm sorry.
And then I don't know, that's all I know.
Great. No, so it's a period of mourning. In English, we say mourning. So it's a time where the family will stay at home. People will come over. Sometimes they'll bring food. They want to, say, I'm very sorry that so-and-so passed away.
So it's like a ceremony.
So it's
Yeah. Sometimes there's a service at a shiva house, depending again on the family. It could be in the morning, and it could be again in the evening. Some families just do it in the evening, where they have a service. They say the Kaddish. The person who lost their loved one says the Kaddish prayer for mourning, and then they've got their friends and family around with them to try to help them feel a little bit better.
And Shira?
Is it sort of like Yom Kippur?
Well, in some sense, it could be a little bit like Yom
Like
Kippur, and then
the
it's a very
feeling of it.
It's a very serious time, and it might be a time to look back on your life, not looking back thinking how you want to change your life coming forward, but looking at how that person was in your life, how they affected your life, and what an important, person they were to you.
Do pets count?
Do you get to see them as a
I think so.
cousin? Do you get to see them?
That all depends on the family and things like that.
Usually, it's a great question. Usually we don't. Usually Judaism tries to focus on remembering somebody when they were alive. We try to think
The
about,
Christian people, they go and they kiss like a paper. Just like they do when the Torah comes around.
there,
So they kiss like a paper,
there are
and
lots
then they
of
touch him.
different, there are lots of different customs. We try to, and you'll learn this, we try to really focus on memory and thinking about the times, when somebody was alive, and we think about, what they meant to us rather than what they look like.
Yeah, but then you'll be even more sad.
That's part of the process is
Yep.
being sad, and then
Why would you want to be sad on purpose?
Well, it's not that you're running to be sad on purpose. It's just accepting that you're sad, and it's okay to be sad sometimes. It's not that you want to make yourself sad, but it's
And
It's a
an
human
important-
emotion.
It's an important part of life. Ella, I'll tell you a true story. A few years ago, when my mom died and we said Shiva at my house, friends and family came, and it was obviously sad because I missed my mom. But people were telling me stories and showing me pictures and reminding me of things that I never even knew. So it was actually kind of a nice time too, because we were just thinking about her and just thinking about memory. So it can be a really important and nice time.
Kendra.
One time, my great grandma died. It was actually this year. Can't exactly say one time since it only happens once, not twice. Well,
It's true, one time. Go ahead.
So I wasn't really that sad because I never saw her before, so I wasn't that sad as I was supposed to be.
Well,
But I'm
there's
still
still
sort
supposed
of
to be.
sad.
I can understand. It's usually you're going to feel the most emotion for someone who's very close to you, right? And then if you don't know a person as well, you might have less emotion, and that's okay.
Like if your sister died.
Right, that would be very hard. Shira, can you sit down? On the floor. All right, guys, so this is what we're going to do. Noah and Michal. We are going to learn a little bit more about the top, oops, that's the wrong color. These top ones here. Bar, Bat Mitzvah, Brit Milah, Bar Bat Mitzvah is one. Brit Milah, wedding, and Simchat Bat today. What we're going to do is we're going to split you guys up into 4 groups, and we're going to watch some videos on the computer. They're videos of these ceremonies, okay? So you can see, in case you've never been to a bar mitzvah, you can see a little bit of what a bar mitzvah looks like. You can see a little bit of what a Jewish wedding looks like. So we're going to try to get you to see all 4 stations. So you guys, hopefully we'll get to experience that. If we miss one today, we'll try to show it next time. The computers are going to be turned on, the videos, by myself or Gary. So please, when you get to a station, do not turn on the computer. Okay? I will come around, Gary will come around, and we'll get that video started. Okay? Are there any questions before we start? Ken, Michal?
When we just looking at computers or videos.
Right now, that's going to be our step right now. Okay? Well, we'll see. It depends how much time we have.
Wait, what about the 4 activities?
I meant 4 stations, not 4 activities. 4 stations. There is going to be 1 bar mitzvah station, 1 brit milah station, 1 wedding station, and 1 simchat bat station.
Videos?
10. Just for this part of it. No, we're not going to watch a video on that.
Very sad video.
It would be very sad. All right, guys, so listen to your groups and where you're going to go. Okay, so I'm going to ask Yona, Yehuda, and Noah to please stand up. You guys are going to go into the other Nitzanim room, the other room, the side room, and just wait patiently for 1 second while we get the computer going.
There's 2?
Yeah, it's just one. Yeah, thanks. And the video's pulled up, it's just the computer's asleep.
Okay. Do you want me to start with
Yeah, sure. So in this room, I'm going to ask Len and Yael